Matt, any big weekend plans coming up?
Well, a couple things. Looking for a new place to live.
Wedding planning?
Wedding planning.
Why don't you just make Bruce move out? I don't understand.
Oh,
You
yeah,
should
that's
power
true.
play that.
Matt, you tell you what, I'll move out. I'll move into the office,
Is that a chair?
and I think it's a trampoline.
It's a Spider-Man chair.
That's a Spider-Man trampoline. is
Oh,
what that
you lucked
is.
out.
Maybe if someone's getting a new place, gifting them a chair would be...
I need it for my housewarming.
Oh.
I mean, my office warming.
What's that noise?
Spider-Man.
Also, Jacob is joining us today.
I'm here.
This show is about James and Adam's chairs, and that's
sorry.
it.
Okay. I'm
All
sorry,
right?
Jacob.
We only focus on their chairs.
Real quick reminder, this episode is brought to you by Blue Apron. If you like eating, pull up a chair.
I do like food.
Blue Apron, we're going to hear more from them at the end of the show.
Hey, your first question this week comes from Sean Maniacs.
Nope.
What is that?
Nope.
Sean Maniacs.
There it is. Hey, maybe do some intercaps once in a while, kids. So The Undertaker came back recently for WrestleMania despite retiring from wrestling just last year. In a similar fashion, how would you retire from Funhaus and how would you return the next year?
In defense of The Undertaker, no wrestlers ever retired from wrestling. They just die.
So Ric Flair is still in it to win it?
Sure.
I'm sure he'll show up. You can't quit it.
I know there's one really easy way to retire from Funhouse, and that's to say the N-word on a stream. So I'll say, good night, everyone, and then say the N-word,
Yeah.
Right.
and then hit stop on the
Then
stream.
why aren't you already retired?
Ooh!
Bang, 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 bang.
Part of the reason The Undertaker retired was because he needed a hip replacement. So I would get my hips replaced, and then when I would return, I would have like backwards hind legs, like a fawn.
Yeah, like a fawn, like a
cool.
nymph.
Yeah, I'd come in
satyr.
like Pan's Labyrinth.
If we had sex,
If
and your lower body was on in reverse, does that technically count as anal?
Oh, yeah, it
Because
does.
you'd be backwards.
Yeah, it
Jacob, what
does.
do you think?
I would be bucking people back and forth if I had
Bucking and
legs like that.
fucking.
Yeah,
all right?
man, that's gross. I don't want to think about any of that.
I would say goodbye the same way my favorite actor said goodbye. The woman who played the Wicked Witch in Wizard of Oz
Oh,
when she
God.
was lowered into the floor and then the ceiling closed in on her head and then they ignited the pyros and she was screaming and on fire.
I thought you were gonna say Brittany Murphy pills.
Yeah.
I feel like you should always retire on top, so it'd probably be after I said something stupid on an episode of Dude Soup or something, and then just tip my hat, see you later, and then I'd come back a year later and explain myself, and then that show would sell really well, like Swedish House Mafia getting back together.
When you said retire on top, I thought you were going to say Inside Gaming.
But it's good knowing that my best days are behind me.
Jacob, how would you retire? You're 25.
Oh, I'd have it planned way ahead of time.
Okay.
See, I'd be conspiring with Matt Peak. And maybe about 2 months before my retirement, he would actually take my place and dress up and wear like a wig and look like me.
Wow, we'd never know the difference.
He's gonna reveal that it was him the whole time, and I've just been home.
Doing what?
Why would he do that for you?
know.
Yeah, that seems really nice of Matt Peak, and
Matt Peak's a very nice fella.
you're kind of a dick.
Yeah. Wait, we have to come back, right?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. I don't know. We have a really tall office. I just Spider-Man down on the bones of the desk.
Cool. Matt Peak, you are as the second longest member of Funhouse. How would you retire?
I think I would ascend in a pillar of light and choir voices.
Like
and then-
Jesus.
Yeah, and then I'd come back, except by that time our budget's down, so you just see me lowered on wires and there's like,
We have a lower budget than now.
We'd have to put you in front of a really, really old foot, like 386, and be like, all right, sorry, edit on this iMac.
How come there's only one mouse button? Next question.
Next question from El Mafia Penguin. If you could be the CEO of a company, real or fictional, what would it be?
Facebook, because he's getting all that attention. Everyone wants I would love for people to always just be asking me questions.
For me, probably Bazooka Joe Gum. Because do you guys not?
We know what
we
that
have
is.
it
It's been out of
here.
business for 50 years.
Because somebody in the art department would be like, "Hey, we should bring in like comics writers to like write these comics," and I would be like, "No, I write the comics. I'm the CEO."
Make the gum harder, less tasteful. That's the beauty about Bazooka Joe. It doesn't taste good, and the comics aren't good.
Everyone knows my answer already. I'd be the CEO of one Mexican food company, Del Taco.
Oh,
Nice.
Del Taco, their food is garbage, typically. And, I mean, it is. It's with like 39-cent tacos.
Those chicken tacos are.
I tell it like it is
chunks
here.
of chicken.
I tell it like it is here on Open House.
I know just got
However,
cheeseburgers there.
if I became the CEO, they do sell cheeseburgers and they're garbage. If I were the CEO, I would make the food. Right now, it's probably like, dogs and like cats and stuff, the ground beef. I'd probably make it rats. We'd bring it up a little bit. And then that way, they'd be 59-cent tacos.
Are
But it'd be
rats
worth it.
higher than dogs and cats on the eatability chain?
I feel like they could provide more meat if you grind up all their parts.
Oh, that's fair. those delicious tails.
10,000 rats per taco.
You know, as CEO of Del Taco, your mission would have to be to take Chipotle out of business.
I know, but I would take them down from the outside.
Well, Jacob said he's got an army of rats, so he ties a little tiny bomb to a rat's back,
Yeah.
and it runs in like the torchbearer at Helm's Deep.
Yeah. But then when it explodes, you sweep up all the bits, you put it in your burgers.
Yeah, you got yourself a burger.
Oh, business partners, Bruce. Finally.
I would like to be the CEO of Sony. My very first order would be to rehire David Jaffe and fix God of War. Bring it back to its glory.
do you mean
None of
fix
this
it?
Last of Us
I
bullshit.
feel like people like the game right now. no?
Twin stick shooter, but with whip chains.
Do we get Twisted Metal 7 or something too?
Yeah, PUBG plus Twisted Metal equals all the money.
No idea sounds better on paper than more Twisted Metal.
Jacob?
Is Tinder still a thing?
What do you mean is Tinder still a thing? Yeah,
I don't
of course,
know.
it's bigger than ever.
I'd bring up the hot new competitor to Tinder. Because Tinder's full of bots.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he's right. They are. They're
Yeah.
full of porn stars.
yeah, so I just get my own dating app, fill it full of bots, but they'd all portray really obscure characters from Star Wars. It's like, oh, look, I got matched with Joe Yowza.
Wait, who's Joe Yowza?
Bruce, you're embarrassing yourself.
The question was, what company would you become a CEO of? You're going rogue. You're going startup.
He just made his own company. I don't generally invest all my money in one thing, but I think today I'm going to make an exception.
What would you call that app? It's got to have a Star Wars Tinder name.
Star Wars.
Yowza.
Yowza, perfect.
Because it's a
Joe
Star
Yowza.
Wars name. Don't you get me started on Elon Sleaze Bagano.
Where's that button that I asked for that sets a chair on fire? Pete, do you have a company you want to run?
Sure, whatever. I'd run the leaf blowing company and liquidate all assets
We
and
never hear one again.
invest in push brooms.
Yeah, because I am tired of those. I'm tired of those leaf blowers. They wake me up every fucking day.
First world problems,
This
but
is garbage. Our gardeners are too loud.
Sometimes my maid bumps the dishes.
If you're gonna trim the roses, do it after noon.
The salad is in julienne.
Do you have to be in the hedge mage at the same time as me?
Next question from Just Your Average Alien. What should a teenager do now to benefit them later in life?
Plant a tree.
That's a good answer. I was going to say tie a rock to your dick.
Okay.
Because what it would do is it would make your dick longer eventually, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you sleep, I guess, suspended with your head and your legs on a. It's a very strange contraption.
Mine's not too far off from Bruce's. Have your heart broken. You want to get that out of the way early so you know what it feels like. So that way you're not like in your 30s and you have your heart broken every day.
Jacob, what's the matter with you?
Yeah, stop breaking James's heart.
I always swipe right on Jacob in his Yowza app. And he never swipes back.
Strengthen your heart so that way when you're having sex with a prostitute, you don't die in bed with a heart attack.
Smart.
It's good advice. She's right about that. You don't want to die having sex, although it might be the best thing in the world.
What a way to go.
Matt Peak, how do we make our dick bigger?
I would just say get in good habits and eliminate bad ones.
What's a good habit to get into?
I'd say exercise is a good one.
That's true.
Get your homework done.
Oh, what's a bad habit, Matt?
Bogarting that joint.
Next question, Elise.
Somewhat anxious. I've been unable to sleep for the past couple of weeks because I've been dreaming of the same person nonstop when I do.
Well, then.
How do you find peaceful sleep?
Obviously, you go and find the person you're dreaming of. So, Jacob Fullerton, I've sent Somewhat Anxious to your house. They're on their way right now because they swiped right on you on Yowza.
Oh no, it's all backfired on me.
They're supposed to be bots.
Yeah.
The term you were looking for, Jacob, was droids.
It could be that shapeshifter from Attack of the Clones. I bet it has a name.
Oh, Zamwezel.
Sam
damn
Wessel,
it.
yeah.
He was a Claudite, shapeshifter.
Someone else answer the question fast.
I think meditation is really good. Or, alternatively, read a terrifying novel. Because that way you'll have all those scary thoughts in your head as you're falling asleep.
It's not be peaceful. That'll be the opposite.
You're tossing and turning. Then you wake up like exercised.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Then be tired for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of like an opposite device to the kind that Wallace from Wallace and Gromit uses to wake up in the morning. But instead
yeah.
you have dinner, it sucks you up into the ceiling, it hits you with a hammer, and you just fall asleep.
I know.
I don't know what you're
Sleeping like a
talking
baby.
about.
Yes, you
Exactly
do.
what
No,
he's
I
talking
don't.
Yes, you
about.
do.
I don't know what you're talking
Show
about.
Bruce what he's talking about.
Make a reference to Star Wars.
Just do what I do. Lay there and question your place in the universe, and then realize you ultimately don't matter, so that you can sleep peacefully, because it's all out of your
It
hands.
doesn't matter.
I guess just do what Matt Peak does and hire a leaf blowing company to harass Bruce.
Why would you do that?
Jacob, next question.
From MHM Raw Man. You've been recruited by the devil to serve as his minions in hell to spread punishment and suffering among the sinning mortals. What role do you serve in hell?
I would just continue making Funhaus videos.
It's a punishment in itself.
Suck it, sinners. I want to be the false hope guy. I'm the one who's always like, hey,
Oh yeah.
there's a way out of here.
Don't worry.
Yeah, and then I just take him to like, I don't know, some other ironic punishment where he's get kicked in the balls. But then I'm like, I'll be right back because there's another way out. And every week it's something new.
You're like Ramsey Bolton.
Yes.
I would be Ramsey Bolton in hell. Then I'd just be cutting off dicks
Oh, right.
all the time in hell, which is obviously punishment for everybody else, but it'd be great for me.
It's a lot of sausage.
I don't have any like special role. I'm just a humble servant, one of the many minions in the Fran Drescher impersonator army.
Oh, hit us with that impression.
Mr. Sheffield.
Mr. Sheffield.
Is that a character from the
I
show?
was
I don't
prepared
know.
to do that.
Why did you say it
said
then?
Mr. Sheffield.
Is that the nanny or the girlfriend from Friends? I
nanny.
can't tell the difference.
The nanny.
There's a special little place down in hell called Jacob's Lore Corner, and I tell you all about Star Wars. And I'm not quoting any Wikipedia bullshit. I'm talking to you all about Captain Tarpals. We're gonna tell you all about Sam Wessel.
This is just a normal Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know who came in third place in the pod race on Boot to Eve?
Hold on. Are we in hell?
We're in hell. This is hell.
cool.
All right, Matt Peak. What role do you serve in hell? Do you serve the devil?
I'd be a double agent, of course.
Oh, all right,
knew it.
okay.
Well, what would you do as the double agent?
Do your like best like double agent, like, because you have to pretend, like, you have to be like, I hate Jesus. Yeah, Jesus sucks.
Yes, you gotta say Jesus sucks.
Can you give us your best impression?
Peak, you're surrounded. We're demons.
Yeah.
If we find out that you don't belong in hell, you're gonna be done for. So how are you gonna save those souls?
All right. Yeah, I don't like that guy.
Who?
Which guy?
Which guy? You gotta say it.
Jesus, the Son of God. I just don't like him.
You're a double agent!
I was about to invite him to the barbecue.
Peak, you want to take this last question?
Miami Natural, the whole stork delivering babies tale is too old now. What brand new story should we tell to kids when they ask where babies come from?
I say we tell them the story of two little things I like to call a cock and a cunt.
Oh.
The cock and a cunt met each other one drunken Friday night, and the cock said, "Hey, hey, little cunt, I noticed you're wet," and it shoved its way inside and shot its load all over.
Gosh.
The beautiful what?
He's saying
this
things,
is the
but it's
story
not, like,
where babies
metaphorical.
come from. So it shot its load inside a cunt. 9 months later, a baby falls out. Who cares?
I would just say that there's a baby factory and it looks a lot like a prom and it makes babies and the baby maker looks a lot like a toilet.
I guess for today's hip new modern kids who have to explain to them that babies come from Amazon Prime, I think that would resonate with children. They would actually understand.
Yep.
Of course, it comes from Amazon.
There's
because
an app.
Everything
I
does.
would agree.
I think you tell your kids that when a daddy loves a mommy, he blows his vape smoke into her mouth. And
Vape snake.
Wait, is that where babies come from? The
no,
vape smoke?
Vape smoke, yeah.
Jacob, where do babies come from?
I was just gonna say they just come out of the ground. So when you see grandma just planting all those seeds out there and then harvesting, and the ones that aren't babies, those are all failed babies.
What does she do with the failed babies?
She serves them to you on a plate with some peas.
Grandma, no!
Speaking of serving things on a plate, this episode of Open House is brought to you by Blue Apron. Blue Apron is the leading meal kit delivery service in the U.S., putting high-quality kitchen creations in the hands of anyone, no matter your culinary experience. Blue Apron offers convenient, fresh, and pre-portioned ingredients along with step-by-step instructions right to your door. A flexible menu ensures that each week you'll always have 12 new recipes to choose from. Every ingredient Blue Apron provides is high quality and every recipe will be ready to eat in 45 minutes or less. Blue Apron is treating Open House viewers to $30 off your first order if you visit blueapron.com/openhouse, that's HAUS. So check out this week's menu and get your $30 off at blueapron.com/openhouse. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. So Peak, where do babies come from?
They come from BBC Earth documentaries.
Oh, that's not bad.
Totally do.
Why they keep making so many?
Blu-ray babies.
I totally
Babies
do.
in 4K.
was hoping it would be like a Saw-like punishment, where she's in a room and juice
Slowly
is filling up.
Yeah.
No, he was trying to help her.
So over the
She
intercom
was sick.
laughing.
Jigsaw was trying to help those people too.
I'm gonna jump off that. He was insecure about the fact that everyone kept making fun about how he's like OJ, and he really got sick of orange juice puns.
Yeah.
So he made her eat so many bananas that she got potassium poisoning.